This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk through this 2019 Cherokee Gray Wolf toy hauler, model 26RR. Alright, so this is not a sales video or a floor plan video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? Of course, you have the back door on this, the garage door for loading your four-wheelers or your dirt bikes or whatever you have in there. Regular scissor type stabilizers. You have a power awning, okay? Outside speakers. This is power and TV hookup here. There's actually a place for a bracket if you wanted to hang a TV there. Okay. This is just for a Furrion solar panel. If you choose to add one on to charge your battery, you can plug it in right there. It's just it's an option. Okay. Let me open this up. Excuse my camera work. Okay. So you have a spare tire in there, obviously. This is your dump hose. You have a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how that works when you pick up your trailer. Now, this little crank here, let's see what we got here. The larger crank is for your stabilizers, right? This one here, the smaller crank, is for your power tongue jack. If your power tongue jack was to fail, you could pull this rubber plug out of there. You can put the crank on there and crank it manually to get yourself out of trouble. Now you have two LP tanks which are full. You have a deep cycle marine battery which is brand new. This is your water heater here. So this works on both gas and electric. You can see there's a switch right here. It says on and off. It's a rocker switch. That controls the electric heating element that's behind that cover. So keep that in mind. The switch for the gas is inside. This is the drain plug here. It takes an 1 1/16" 6-point socket. You also need like a 6-inch extension and a ratchet or a bar to break it with. So that's where you're going to drain it from. Cabled through to the inside of the trailer. Now you have your dump valves here. You have your gray valve, which is sink and shower water. Then you have your black valve, which is toilet water and waste. Now if you leave your black valve open after you dump it, you can hook the hose at the dump station right onto here, and you can flush it out. So you would turn it on and it'll spray out the inside of the black tank. It'll clean off the sensors and just generally clean it out. So it's a good thing to do if you got a working hose there. Outside shower sprayer for hoses, for kids and dogs and feet, bicycles, whatever you have. This is your the city water connection is this one right here. That's where you're going to use, usually that's where you get your water from. If you got city water, you just hook it up there, your trailer's ready to go. All the plumbing will work. Now if you're going to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here and use the onboard pump to pump the water. So either way you can use your plumbing. Okay, so you have a 30 amp 30-foot power cord. Okay. Also above your door here you got a housing. This is pre-wired for a backup camera, so keep in mind that you can get the Furrion camera that fits in that housing, and you can see what's happening behind you. Also keep in mind that the manufacturer states you should inspect your roof every 90 days, so you need someone to go up there periodically and check out the roof, make sure there's no damage to anything, make sure there's no cracks or sealing or cracks or gaps where water can get in through the sealant, stuff like that. Okay. Alrighty. Wow, the AC's going. It's nice and cool in here. Good. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Hold on. Look around. Here we go. Okay, so first thing we see is you got a TV bracket here. You have a plug, and then this is your digital signal booster for your digital antenna. So you can see it's got a green light right there, green LED. That should always be on when you're using the antenna. You can shut it off, but you won't get a good picture. So make sure that's on when you're using it. Your sound here is it has a AM/FM radio. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your phone or your tablet. It has a USB port, so you can stream off of that. It's got an HDMI in, in case you want to go into the system with like a portable Blu-ray player or something like that. You can go straight into it. It has 2 speaker zones, 1 and 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside of the trailer, so it does everything you need and then some. Okay. Your thermostat works like any other thermostat. You're just going to hit the mode button to light it up, and then you go through the different options. Always run it when it comes to the fan speed. Let's say you got it on cool right now. Always leave the fan speed on auto. That's the best way to run it. So you have cool, then you'll have furnace or heat, which is your LP furnace. Then you'll have fan, which is just the air conditioner running without the compressor to circulate air. But on AC, always run it on the fan on auto. Okay. Your refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator, meaning it works on 110 AC or LP gas. The most common way to use it is like it is now. It's on auto. That's generally the way you want to do it. Auto means electricity. Basically, it searches for 110 AC, and when it finds it, it uses it. If it doesn't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas, right? Or if you're gone for the day, let's say, and you have a power failure at the campground, it'll sense that and switch automatically over to gas so you don't spoil your food. So auto's the way to go. You can turn it on gas like that, but auto will, if you just take away the AC power, it'll automatically switch over to gas anyway. Another thing to know, this has a thermocouple to adjust the temperature. You see the sticker here says warmer, and as you go up it's cooler. They're talking about this thermocouple here, this cylinder on the end of this line here, this wire, and it just fits in that clip there. If it ever pops out, you can just stick it back in. But basically you want it up all the way, unless it's getting colder outside and starting to frost up, you can bring it down. But generally speaking, the higher you go with this, the cooler it's going to be. So you want it way up like that. Okay? Below it, this is your power converter. Okay, so this converts AC to DC power. So when you're plugged in to shore power, this is your distribution center here. So it's got circuit breakers like you'd see at home, and they're all labeled. So that's 120 AC. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side. So you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. That's 12 volt. And also this is a battery tender, so it's gonna, as long as you're plugged into shore power, it's gonna sense how much energy your battery up front has and needs. And if it's topped off, it'll just trickle a couple amps to maintain it. If it's low, it can send 10 amps or whatever it needs to charge it. So it'll always charge your battery too. Of course, when you're pulling it down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will be charging the battery. All right. This is a carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. If it's not green, get it serviced. If it goes off, basically you're going to take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off, figure out what's going on. Okay. If it's not green, get it serviced. Okay. So you have your microwave, which works like any other microwave. This is your range hood. It's got a fan and a light in it. I don't know if he's got the gas turned on here. So we won't know till I try, but if not, I'm just going to talk you through it. I'm not going to go up front and turn it on, okay? This is the sparker on the left here. You turn it clockwise to spark. You got three knobs and 3 burners. Then this last one on the right is for the oven. So let me see if we're hooked up here. No. So if the gas was turned on, as soon as I click this, it would light. When it comes to the oven, if you look all the way down at the back, there's a pilot light. This one you're going to have to use a grill lighter on with a long neck. So what you'll do is you go to the oven knob here, and you go to the picture of the flame, which means, in this case, means pilot light. Then you depress it and you keep it depressed. Then you'll take your grill lighter, you'll light it back there. When you see the pilot light, you'll hold it for another 10 or 15 seconds here to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to whatever temperature you want, obviously. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay, keys are hanging on your kitchen faucet. Okay. So, we'll show you how the back end operates when you pick up. Basically, you're going to be able to fold these down to a long bed, or a continuous bed. You can fold them up out of the way so you can pull in your dirt bikes or whatever you have. And they attach to the wall to keep them out of the way. And of course, you have the cables here, so your back door can turn into a patio or a ramp. So if you want it just as a patio, you drop it so it's level till the cables are taut, and it also has screens on it, so you can put the screens out around it. So okay, like I said, we'll show you that when you pick up. So let me move towards the front here. Sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. This is a GFCI. Keep in mind all the plugs are wired to a GFCI, so you know, if you're using a plug outside and it pops, you're going to reset it in here. The toilet is an RV toilet, so this is situated right over the black tank. The black tank's directly below. This is the flush pedal down here. So the bottom line is you can't use it dry, you have to use it wet. By wet, we're talking about the black tank below. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, you'll come in here, and then you'll put a dose of chemical in the bowl, you'll step on the pedal and hold it down till about a gallon or so of water goes into the black tank along with the chemical. Then it's ready to be used. You can't use it dry because the smell will be overwhelming, and it also can get clogged up. So always use water and chemical. You got a 4-speed fan here, which is great. Now this fan, it'll pull the humidity out from the shower, that sort of thing, but keep in mind also, on those days where you have, it's the temperature where you get condensation from your breath. For example, when you got a bunch of people over, if you just turn that fan on low, it'll pull all the condensation out also. So it'll keep it nice and dry in here too. So make sure you use that. All right. Up here to the bedroom. Okay, what do we have here? So we have TV hookups here. There's the hookups and there's the bracket. There's storage underneath the bed, of course, just like almost all trailers. And then this is your escape window here. So you're just going to push this all the way through, and you would push it all the way through so it flaps open. Then you grab a hold of this knob and pull the screen off, and then you can exit out that window in emergency. You can leave it like this to ventilate, obviously, but to escape, you just pull the screen out. I'm always leery about this model here. I don't want to break it, even though I never have broken one, but it seems like I could. Okay, so that covers that, I guess. So let me walk back through here, make sure I didn't forget anything. You have your tie-offs on the floor, obviously there. Once you move the couch/bed, you'll see more. There's two up here. So, okay, I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting your roof regularly. That's important. That's not important for this trailer. It's every trailer ever made. People generally don't do that maintenance enough, so make sure you keep an eye on it. And right now it's been de-winterized, so all the antifreeze has been purged from the trailer. The water heater is in camping mode, and it's filled with fresh water, so you're all set and ready to go. Okay? Thank you.